as usual. Now we'll take a look at some specific examples, trying to apply the properties of parallelograms or apply the theorems that we just went over. So for the first few examples, it says find the values of each of the variables in the parallelogram. So you're given that each of these quadrilaterals are parallelograms. Number one, here's what you can do. Okay, you know that opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. So you can first find the value of x. Set x plus 18 equal to 3x minus 2. You could have also set up 4x is equal to y. But if you set up that equation first, you wouldn't be able to solve it because there's two variables in there. There's only one variable here, so we could solve for the variable. Subtract x from each side. I'm going to add 2 as well. 20 is equal to 2x. So x is equal to 10 if you divide each side by 2. Then, since x is equal to 10, this 4x is equal to 40. So y would be equal to 40. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. That's the theorem that we're using here. All right, and then on number 2, you could set 4x minus 3 equal to y over 5, but you run into the same problem as number 1. You would have two variables in there. So the other equation that you could set up is using these interior angles. These are opposite angles. The opposite angles in a parallelogram are congruent. So you could set up 4x minus 37 is equal to 49, and then solve that for x. Add 37 to each side. 4x is equal to 86. If we divide each side by 4, x is 21 and a half. So then we could set 4x minus 3 equal to y over 5. Let me see if I have some room up here. So 4 times 21.5 minus 3 equals y over 5. So we can multiply 21 and a half by 4 first. So that's 86 minus 3 is 83 equals y over 5. Then to solve that for y, we can multiply each side by 5. Y is equal to, it should be 415. Let's see, where am I going to write that? I'll just write it right here. And for example 3, I'm not going to go through the whole problem, but maybe you could figure out the theorem that you're going to use to be able to find the values of x and y. You should be using the diagonals, the parallelogram diagonals theorem. So the diagonals bisect each other. You should have 5y minus 16 equals 3y. If you could set that up, you should be able to find the value of y. And then also 2x plus 10 is equal to 4x minus 2. Okay, that's using each of the properties of the parallelograms, as well as on the next example as well, examples. Okay, find the indicated measures of parallelogram MNOP, explain your reasoning. So you can go through, figure out all the missing information. I'm going to ignore all the questions first. MN is given to me, that's 24. The opposite side should also be 24. MP is 26, so the opposite side, NO, should be 26. MQ is 14. I know that the diagonals bisect each other, so QO is equal to 14. QN is 20.7, therefore QP should be 20.7. This entire angle MNO, is 68 degrees. So this entire angle, the opposite angle MPO, should also be 68 degrees. Just this part right here is 59 degrees. So this part right here, that's the alternate interior angle, should be 59 degrees as well. And I think that's all that we need to be able to answer the following questions. Side PO right here, we already have that. I have it labeled 24. OQ right here, found that, 14. NO is 26. PQ, where is that here? PQ, 20.7. Okay. Angle PMN, P to M to N. We didn't calculate that yet, but we can. And here's how you can calculate that. The consecutive angles should be supplementary. So angle MPO is 68 degrees. If we take the supplement of that, we can figure out the measure of angle, what did it ask? PMN. So 180 minus 68, angle PMN is 112 degrees. Okay, so this entire angle right there, 112 degrees. This part is actually 59 degrees, which means we can find this. I'm not sure if we'll actually need to. We'll look at the rest of the questions here. Angle NOP, where is that? NO to P? Oh, here's O. I was looking at that. That's actually a Q. NOP should also be 112 degrees since the opposite angles are congruent. Let me scoot this up so we can see the rest of the questions. Angle OPM, O to P to M, we found is 68 degrees. And then lastly, angle NMO, we found is right here, 59 degrees.